Hi, my name's Rich Severson, and many of you know I have a couple of websites. One is called guitarcollege.com. The other's 99-cent Guitar Lessons, where we have hundreds of videos learning how to play this instrument. Now, many of you also know that I write for this wonderful magazine called Collectible Guitars, Then and Now. This magazine celebrates wonderful vintage and new guitars that are going to be vintage someday and collectible. Now we're going to merge the two, and I think this is going to be a real exciting thing. You're going to be able to go to this article and be able to be directed directly to a video so you can see exactly what I'm talking about, and you can hear it played in this article. And this is the beginning of it. Now, if you're not a subscriber to Collectible Guitar, I urge you to do that. It's a wonderful magazine. You know, we all want to learn how to play this thing and do the best we can. It's really important for us to know about our instruments and the history of them. And I think it's a real fun issue. It's a beautiful hobby, man. Just working with vintage guitars. I love it. Okay, so this first lesson, we're going to talk about the minor blues. Now we're going to show two examples of that. First, a rock version, and I'm going to complete this video with that. In the next video, we will show a jazz version based off the rock version of that minor blues progression. And when we're talking about a minor blues in a rock kind of feel, we're actually, it's kind of what I'm going to show you is kind of a funky thing. Maybe something similar to The Thrill Is Gone, maybe a little faster. So let's first take a look at the rock version of a C minor blues. Now, a C minor blues in a rock version is only going to have 4 chords. Basically, C minor, the 1 chord, F minor, the 4 chord of the progression. Next, an A flat. And I'm going to explain that chord in a minute. Moving then to the 5 chord, which is G7, and back to C minor. And then to G7. Now the A flat 7 is actually a substitute for a D7, but it's a flat 5 substitute. And there's several videos about explaining that. But basically it's this. The flat 5 of a D7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is A flat, and it's going to contain some of those notes of a D7. See how that's a D7? But it's got that A flat on there, okay? So it's actually like a D7. It's a substitute for that. So instead of playing the flat 5, we're just going to play A flat to G7 and then back to C. Now, when we talk about comping or playing rhythm guitar, the difference between the rock version and the jazz version is this. The rock version is much more rhythmic, generally speaking, and less harmonic. And you'll see that the jazz version is going to have a lot more chords in it, and we'll explain where all those chords are coming from, but it's going to have more harmonic content and less rhythmic content. All right, so with the help of Band in the Box, I'm going to play 2 times through the 12-bar blues progression using a funky strum, and you can hear the blues. You ready? Here we go. The actual chords I'm going to use for this version is a C minor right here on the 3rd fret, a barred A shape, then F minor, a barred E shape of F minor. And if you don't understand shapes of chords, I advise you to go to 99-cent Guitar Lessons and look that up. It's very handy. Then back to an E shape, C minor, and then a C shape, A flat 7 here to G7, and then back to C. All right, I'll count you off. 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. up to C minor, A flat 7, G7, C minor, back to G. Start over. All right, there is the rock or rhythm and blues version of a minor blues. Now you might have noticed that as I was strumming here, I wasn't really fretting the low C here. Only because, for one thing, the bass player is playing that a lot. I don't need that. More important are the other tones. You know, I don't need to have a full version of that. So you can get away with leaving out the roots especially. All right, now where we are playing rhythm and strumming, we're going to do kind of the opposite of that. And let's get into the jazz version. Remember, the jazz version is going to be more harmonic content, less rhythm, okay? The rock version is more rhythm, less harmonic content. All right, let's get into the jazz version.